Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is such a glorious day here in the great city of Newark. And we are so delighted to have all of you here to celebrate this milestone. I am Allison Ladd. I'm the Deputy Mayor for Economic and Housing Development for Mayor Ras J. Baraka, and it is my honor to serve as your MC today. The vision for Mulberry Commons pedestrian bridge has always been clear: unity. The highway and railroad tracks that divide us, today we get to embark on a way to reunite us, a city, a community, and our residents. And we are really excited about the program and the ability to start this project and really move our city, Newark, forward. So with that, I'd like to have our first speaker come up, and it is our great mayor, Mayor Ras J. Baraka, our 40th mayor of the city of Newark.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. It's a great day. Long time coming. Just want to first thank our folks that are here. Obviously, Governor Murphy for being a part of this, and thank you for being here in the city of Newark again. And Senator Teresa Ruiz, Majority Leader here, always a partner of ours. The entire Municipal Council, that are here, particularly Council President LaMonica MacGyver and the Councilman of this ward, Councilman Silva, as well. Want to thank Mr. Anyanwu over there, who is the project director on this, and NRBP president and CEO, the folks from the IBID who is here with us as well, Sage and Gilbane, and all of the work that they've done on this project from the very, very beginning. Obviously, Amtrak, Port Authority, New Jersey Transit, all of the folks that participated in this, and just like to thank other folks that are here with us. Renee Burgess, Senator Burgess, Assemblywoman Jacqueline Hussein, Lillian Oliveira, on behalf of Assemblywoman Ileana Pinto Marin, and Commissioner President Wayne Richardson as well. So I want to thank all of you, and everybody I forgot, charge it to my head and not my heart. I thank you for participating in what I think is what people are calling a game changer, but I think it's a million reasons why this project is incredibly important to the city of Newark, from environmental issues and green space to addressing our heat island, to recreation, community unity, walkability, quality of life, pedestrian access, auto safety, air quality, making sure we have access to recreation, to our sports and entertainment, our food and beverage. All of these things, connecting communities, is an incredible reason why we need to have this. But I can't go on and speak about this without addressing Edison and Jerry Gottesman, because this wouldn't have happened if he didn't kidnap me and take me to New York City. But we were discussing this entire project, one being what was called Triangle Park then. Now we know affectionately as Mulberry Commons. He wanted to build a bridge, and many people thought it was a ridiculous idea, that or would not happen in Newark. Hell, we could barely get the park done, never mind the bridge. It was such a fight, contentious battle between normal folks who have battles around land and property. We, by God's grace, were able to settle that, and we built what we know as Mulberry Commons, which is a beautiful addition to the downtown community, to our parks in the city of Newark, and it has created a space that everybody seems to use, from local vendors to MTV Music Awards, all use Mulberry Commons. This bridge here, I didn't see it in my mind. Jerry took me to New York. We looked at the High Line Bridge. We looked at all kinds of other things. And I said to him and promised, before he went away from here, that we would get this bridge done. And by God's grace, today is the day. We are groundbreaking for the building and development of this bridge that'll meet here and go all the way across the ferry, Street, meeting in Peter Francisco Park, and attaching itself to Newark Penn Station, which adds to the beautification, to the upgrade of Newark Penn Station. It creates a destination for the city of Newark. It also triggers hundreds and millions of dollars of development around this area that we know as Mulberry Commons. All of the parking lots and all the area that you see will now be developed. And I know that some of the developers are out there, so I'm just reminding you that there is something that we signed that says after we get this done, that development will take place in all of these parking lots around here, which will change the dynamic of this city completely. Definitely brings the center of gravity towards New Jersey Performing Arts Center, to Prudential Arena. Mulberry Commons will become the center of gravity in the downtown area of the city of Newark. So I'm super excited about it. I want to thank everybody who helped make this a reality for us in the city of Newark. We've moved past a park, and now we're building a bridge. It'll add to the upgrade of Newark Penn Station, and it will connect communities that were divided because of McCarter Highway, because they're afraid to cross McCarter Highway. So there's a lot of social and political kind of things or gaps that will be filled because this bridge is built. People will now be able to venture across the bridge and make their way right here into the downtown community. So God bless you all. Thank you for coming out and being a part of this with us today. I look forward to the ribbon cutting.
Thanks, Mayor Baraka. And as you always tell us, projects as difficult and complex as this requires collaboration. And so our next speaker is our tremendous governor in the state of New Jersey, Phil Murphy. We are incredibly grateful for your collaboration, and please come join us.
Come on, Allison. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in a while. You well?
Yes, I am.
Good.
Good to see you too.
Thank you, Allison, and thank you for your terrific leadership and hard work, not just on this project, but on so much else that you do in Newark and that we happen to do with you. Mayor Baraka, I just said to him, every speck of what he said was so true, particularly the extent to which this will be a game changer. So to all the dignitaries here today, I won't go through and name everybody again, but I do want to Senators Ruiz and Burgess and Commissioner Director Richardson, particular treat to see you all, in addition to the great Mayor Raz J. Baraka. I've said this many times, as Newark goes, so goes the state of New Jersey. And let me just say this, Newark is going really, really well, and today's a great example of that. Joe Kelly and I met Jerry before we lost him when I was running for governor. We talked about this. Doug Serini and Joe and I met way back when, not long after that. Again, before I was governor, we talked about this. The mayor and Allison and my team and I have talked about this, and at long last we're here. And I don't need to restate the great arguments for why this is a game changer that the mayor has already spoken to. But I want to leave you, and I'm going to be brief, I want to leave you with one personal anecdote. As some of you may know, I was born in Boston, which gets me no votes in New Jersey. But I was born and grew up during the so-called Big Dig, which you may recall in Boston. And in that case, they were submersing an interstate that split Boston in two and putting the entirety of that highway underground. And then the plan was to build a park over that then sunken highway. And it took forever. And every time you asked, the price went up. It got so bad, the folks who were in charge of it hired a PR firm, and the tagline began, "If Rome had been built in a day, we would have hired their contractor." But it ultimately got done. Just making sure you're paying attention out there. And it changed Boston completely. This bridge will change Newark in exactly the same way, completely. We almost don't have any idea. It's almost unfathomable the impact that this will have. Connecting the dots, as the mayor has said, this is a game changer societally, commercially, politically. It is going to give Newark, as the mayor said, a center of gravity, a backbone, that it has been split and heretofore split in two. And you see this as well as I do. I come in on McCarter Highway almost every day. My second office is over at Gateway 1. We're in Newark literally multiple times a week. Look at how the trepidation of the pedestrians in crossing over the highway. It's a busy, busy artery. This will alleviate all of that. And I cannot wait, as the mayor said, I cannot wait to be here to cut the ribbon. God bless you all. Thank you, Newark, for everything you do. And this is a huge, huge, huge day for the home team. Thank you.
Thanks, Governor Murphy. We always appreciate your championship and being here in the city of Newark. And, you know, I know you're here just a few days or at times, but maybe you'll come back every day once the bridge is open. Our next speaker is a warrior for Newark. She is a Newarker as well. And we are so grateful for everything that Senator Ruiz champions for us here in the city, including critical legislation that helped us get the financing necessary to make sure this bridge comes to reality. Senator Ruiz, please.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Ladd. Don't worry, the governor never forgets, whether he's here physically or not, that the pulse is the city of Newark, and that's where the purpose should always be, because the Essex delegation reminds him of that. To the governor, to the mayor, to my colleagues in the delegation, to council members who are here and commissioners, the business district, the advocates, and specifically Norkers. Here you literally see what will be a tangible construction of a metaphor that will exist in perpetuity. A bridge that brought all different levels of government to create a pathway for sustainability, for passive recreation, for connectivity, multiple different things. When I think about sitting in this space, and I think we lose sight of it, such a beautiful blank space in and of itself. But in the winter season, skates hit the ground in ice skating. There are moments of people throwing parties and events up here. This will be the convening, as the mayor said, where Norkers will welcome visitors and say to them, remember when you read that headline and you believed the hype about Brick City? Remember when you thought Newark was about these specific adjectives? And then we can say to them, we always knew Newark was about greatness, and now you see it as well. Think about someone who comes to an event at the Prudential Center and will have the opportunity to walk through different zip codes in one municipality, experiencing different cultures in less than 10 minutes, connecting with the epicenter of what this country is, which is about bringing people together, all in a venue that will stir economic development, all in a venue that will uplift sustainability, all in a venue that talks about environmental justice, all in a venue that has consistently said, as we know, it is always a great day in Newark. Oh, and I will say, I forget to have mentioned this, Assemblywoman Spade is not with us, but with the bill that we drafted, because it always comes down to a bottom line, and the signing of the governor on an annual basis through a surcharge, we're able to really continue funding this with nearly $4 million from that fee. And so thinking about strategies, thinking about creativity, but most importantly, thinking about how government can work on behalf of people.
Thank you, Senator Ruiz. You continue to be a champion and a warrior for us here in the city of Newark and across the state. At this time, I'd like to change our program slightly and give some thanks to a lot of people, kind of echoing the mayor's point about how many people it takes and how much collaboration it takes to get projects like this happen. We are waiting for our wonderful council members who are finishing up a council meeting, and so I'm going to just go through a couple of thank yous. So, and if I could ask you to stand if you're not already standing. For some people who really were part of this effort from day one, I'd love to have Evans Anyanwu. The mayor mentioned him. Evans has been the project director for the last 3 years, and he's really helped make sure today is something that comes to reality. We also have Gerard Crowder, Karina Morant. We have Director Dolores Wooten, Ray Concepcion, Director Ben Guzman, Director Stewart from our law department, Melvin Waldrop, Jonathan Gordon from sustainability, our Director of Communications, Crystal Rosa, Jennifer Sneed, Susan Garfalo, Frank Baroff, and our policy team. Shoshana Page and Gabby Thomas. Without them, they are our unsung heroes. They make this happen, and we're just so grateful to them. I'd also like to thank our consultant team, and some you're going to hear from in a moment, which includes Gil Bain. Gil Bain is our construction manager on this project. Sage and Coombs, you'll hear from Jennifer in a moment. They're our architects and creating this wonderful vision, making it come to reality. We have a financial team of NW Financial, PFM, Siebert Williams Shank. Great partnerships with our rail, whether it's Amtrak or New Jersey Transit, and also our Port Authority. And I'll just end this by saying there's one other person who he has changed roles over the last few months, but Matt Karenberg, he's an attorney now at changed firms, but he was really instrumental in making sure this all, again, came to fruition. So thanks, Matt, for coming out today, but also for all your work over the last few years. So at this time, I'm going to see if I have our council president, LaMonica McIver. I do not see her. So what I'd like to do is just pivot slightly and bring up a local champion. I'd like to bring up Vince Baglevo. Vince is the executive director of the Ironbound Business Improvement District. Vince has been somebody who has been in lockstep since he took this position over a year ago. And Vince, we'd love to have you come up since we are in the East Ward. We are part of the Ironbound always, but definitely part of Newark. So please come up.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Ladd. Governor, good to see you again back in North Shore. It was great to see you on Ferry Street. Mayor, senators, municipal leaders, other elected officials, so happy to have you here to be part of this with us today. You know, yesterday I was speaking with a colleague of mine who grew up in the Ironbound, and I told him about what was happening today, and he was truly excited. He said, as a kid growing up in the Ironbound, Route 21 might have been the Hudson River, because of the separation it represented in the mind of so many folks, literally and figuratively. And so we're moving past that now, and what some have called the Great Wall of Newark, despite its amazing linear mural, has been an impediment to economic growth in this city for too long. That's going to change with this bridge, and we're just so excited to see it happening. The relationship between the downtown and Newark's Ironbound has been and will continue to be a key contributor to economic success and growth in this city. The completion of the bridge is both symbolic, as I said, and a practical example of positive change that will benefit residents, businesses, visitors to Newark through improved connectivity. We also hope to see Peter Francisco Park, located between this location, Mulberry Commons, and Newark Penn Station, all being renovated. And we hope to see that park get a facelift as well, to tie everything together, not be a separate piece, a missing link. We want to be part of that, and we're working actively towards that, including better management of the park outside the station there. I want to thank the mayor, the governor, and everybody else for staying true to this vision that Newark can be more than it's been. How people have perceived the city for too long has been based on false premises. They have to be here now to see what's happening today and what will happen tomorrow. I can tell you the Ironbound Business Improvement District is proud to stand with everyone here who's trying to make this happen. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Vince. I really am grateful for you to come out today and really speak to the community and the community voice. And at this time, I'm going to give our council member, Michael Silva, a 30-second breathing room. But Michael Silva is one of our newest members of City Council, but I think some of us think you're a veteran. So it's great to have you as a champion for everything community, development, and equity, and love to have you come up as you are our council member of the East Ward. Councilmember Silva.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to give credit where credit's due. I only started here 14 months ago, but I know most of the hard work was our administration Miss Ladd here from Economic Development, the mayor, and everybody involved in getting this project going. It's a great day for our city. It's a great day for the residents and our visitors who come here to the Prudential Center and come to the East Ward, where we have the finest restaurants in the state of New Jersey. It's a great day for the state of New Jersey to have this bridge. This is probably, growing up here in this community, this is probably one of the biggest developments in our city in the recent years. And I think that everybody will benefit from this. And I think it's just a great day to say that as councilman of the East Ward, where this bridge is built, it's probably my proudest moment in 14 months. Thank you.
Thanks, Councilmember Silva. I know we're doing so much in the East Ward, and from affordable housing to market rate housing to industrial development, and now building this bridge. So thanks so much for being here today. I do understand our amazing Council President, LaMonica McIver, is walking towards the podium. Our Council President is definitely a leader, a champion, somebody who always thinks about Newark first. She also is the youngest person who was elected to council in 2018. And we are so grateful, Council President, for your continued leadership, your support of everything Newark. And we really welcome you to come to the podium and speak a few minutes. Councilmember Silva was able to speak just before you.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor. First of all, I'm sorry for my tardiness. We're running out of a council meeting. I literally ran. For those of you who know me, I don't run or exercise or anything, so I'm really struggling right now to pull it together. But it's a pleasure to be here. To all of our honorees, our governor, our honored dignitaries, if I can speak, here today with us. It's a delight to be here today, to be able to finally be breaking ground on the Mulberry pedestrian bridge. We're excited. I know we've been talking about it for quite some time, and as I'm sure the councilman of the East Ward of this amazing community talked about, it is going to be something amazing, connecting communities and just enhancing our, pedestrian, enhancing the pedestrian walkability here in the city. And so it's going to enhance our businesses, and so we're excited about it. I'm so sad I had to get here late to be able to break the ground, but I made it just in time, right on time, of course, with my councilwoman Louise Scott Roundtree, who is here. We also have Councilman Quintana, who's here, who ran from the meeting as well. I know Councilman Council was coming in as well when we were coming in, so I'm delighted, looking forward to breaking ground and for the finished product. As our mayor says, we love groundbreakings, but we love ribbon cuttings even more. So thank you all.
And you can see why she's our council president, always on point, always with poise. Thank you, Council President, for making the time to come today. We're going to close out our program with our architect, Jennifer Sage. She's going to come up and speak briefly about the vision that we have, so you can have it even more memorialized in your head. Not only will you see what is behind us, which is the before, but she'll be able to talk to you about what the after is. And then we're going to go break some ground. So, Jennifer.
Thank you very much. Wow, that's all I can say. But I will say a few more things. Today is really a testament to the community and civic leadership of Mayor Baraka and Governor Murphy. Like so many others here, we are honored to be part of this transformative project that heralds the next chapter of Newark's future by demonstrating a sincere belief in the importance of public spaces, the healing of physical divides, and a profound commitment to social infrastructure, public architecture, and public transportation. This project, envisioned by the mayor and governor, is one of many that is making Newark a more inclusive and resilient city, a true city of the 21st century. So today we begin the construction with all of you and our colleagues, my partner Peter Coombe, David Hess, Christina, Deputy Mayor's Office and team, Gil Bain, Thornton Tomasetti, Chinoy Engineers, Gannon Fleming, KSE, Supermass, HLB Lighting, among many, many others, to complete Mulberry Commons by building a bridge from downtown to the Ironbound, by extending a world-class urban park, and by creating a new train hall that complements the nearly century-old Newark Penn Station, which will also see improvement in the coming years. The next phase of Mulberry Commons will begin right here at the edge of McCarter Highway Bridge. As you look towards the Ironbound, you will see a pedestrian bridge. Behind me, you can see it now, a grove of trees and a celebration of Newark's past and future through the reuse of portions of the historic railroad bridge that stands before us. Over there to the left, my right, your left, will rise the new train hall, which will provide modern, accessible entries and access to the platforms below. Our design draws on the rich architecture of the station with a nod towards the great railroad buildings of the early 20th century and Newark's unique history of public murals. Looking beyond the train hall, that way, we will see the stairs and elevators to New Jersey Railroad Avenue and Peter Francisco Park. So as we reimagine the heart of Newark and a key hub on the Northeast Corridor, so too are the city's private partners imagining Newark. All around us will be new mixed-use development led by Edison Properties, J&L Development, 4i Development, the Prudential Center, and many others who will continue to transform what has been a sea of asphalt parking lots into places for visitors, commuters, and most importantly, the people of Newark. Thank you.
Well, now you can see it for real, right? So I know I can see it. So we're going to proceed with the groundbreaking. As we're closing out, I would just like to say thank you to Councilmember Crump, Councilmember Council, who also were able to make it. I see Director Farge from our police department is here, and he makes sure that everything was coordinated well today. So thanks, Director Farge. And so here, next steps are, we are going to ask those that will be breaking ground to move over towards the hats and the dirt.
Mayor, you sent a message to developers. If you could elaborate on that and talk about what this area will look like ideally and how soon.
Well, the absence of all of these asphalt parking lots that are all around here, more opportunity for commercial and retail and residential. So more people down here, more density, more walkability, a 24-hour nightlife in the city, exactly what we want and need. And it changes the center of gravity from Broad and Market to this area of the city where more art and entertainment is taking place, connected to Ferry Street to Ironbound with some of the best cuisine, as was stated in the state. I think this is a home run for us.
And how soon?
Very soon. So there is some discussion about when we supposed to trigger the building of the things on the parking lot. We'll have that debate, outside of you guys, but it was either when we break ground, put a shovel in the ground, or when it's finished, but sometime in between there, we'll begin to start this development.
Mayor, sorry, I don't know if you answered this, I was up there. In terms of equity, what does that mean for the residents of New York to be able to connect to each other?
Walkability is incredibly important. It's something we've been pushing for a long time. Only more than 50% of the people in the city don't even own a car. So walkability is very practical for us in the city to build a bridge that folks can walk over across, as you heard earlier, McCarter Highway. Somebody even called it the Great Wall, for God's sakes. But we want to be able to connect communities, connect cultures, connect people who have misconceptions about each other, about what's going on up here, about what's going on down there. There's an opportunity. I frequent a lot of the restaurants in Ironbound. I was at Adega. I'm usually at Adega. I was at Swahili Village one weekend, and I saw some of the regulars at Adega at Swahili Village. And I was like, we had like a reunion at the new restaurant over there at Swahili, because we usually are down the hill on Ferry. And I thought that was magnificent, because now other people can enjoy that just by walking, as opposed to us who get to drive and take Ubers and all the other things I have a driver to take us to place. They can walk there and enjoy what's going on both sides of the city.
Mayor, somebody said, however informed they may be, that they suspect this project will allow commuters to avoid the unsightly premises and people that gather in Newark Penn Station, and particularly on that traffic island on the other side of the embankment. What do you say to that?
Well, you can't stop cynicism. That's going to happen, but that's why we here. We try to be progressive to fight against cynicism. But at the end of the day, hopefully they don't want to avoid them. They can help us to provide for them. So this bridge will also accompany a station that we're building up the street, right? A drop-in center for homeless there, so they can wash their clothes, clean themselves up, get resources right there on Market Street. So not only can people who are frequenting this area walk across the bridge, so can our residents with our addresses. They can walk from Penn Station across the bridge and go right to the Market Street drop-in center, where we'll be able to provide opportunities for them to wash their clothes, take a shower, get all kinds of social services at the same time. So this bridge is going to help and assist everyone in this town.
Ribbon cutting in 24, 25, 26?
I would imagine somewhere at the end of 24, the top of 25.
We've heard. Can you talk about the price and where the money's going to come from?
There's a few funding mechanisms. I know that we talked about the state legislator passed the opportunity for us to put a surcharge on parking in the city that creates the funding for this long-term parking, which is all of these places that they're going to build on, the long-term parking. That's the real irony of it, right? So the long-term parking facilities are actually helping us fund the bridge to be able to get rid of the long-term parking facilities.
And is 110 million, is that still roughly the price tag?
Roughly. Anybody else? Yes. Sometime at the end of 2024, the top of 2025, yeah. No. We're breaking ground today, so hopefully we begin construction sometime in the near future. That's finish. That's not the beginning. We're looking for the end of 2024, beginning of 2025. So you'll all be back for the ribbon cutting. Yep. And then you get to ask me again, how do I feel again about the ribbon cutting that I felt 5 years ago about this and that. Listen, let me tell you this. If I believed everything I believed when I was 15 and I'm 54, then I would be crazy. I have not grown. So if you ask me in 2 years about something that I thought 5 years ago and I still feel the same way about it, then you should check me out, right? So God bless y'all. Y'all have a great time, and hopefully you walk across the bridge when we build it.
Folks, just be real brief, just to say it's a real thrill to be here. This is a huge day for Newark. This is going to reconnect the city. I used the anecdote earlier that when I was growing up in Boston, the city was split in two, and everybody moaned about how long it took and how expensive it was. And today, people look at what they did to reunite the city as maybe the biggest game changer in that city's history. A version of that is going to happen in Newark. We're going to reconnect the Central Ward, the East Ward, and all societal, economic, cultural, and other benefits are going to flow at levels that we can't even conceive. Anybody got anything else? I'm shocked. You just dropped a card there, man. Yeah, no news to make on that, but there are a couple of private bus lines that are having some financial challenges, not surprisingly, post-pandemic. This is not the first time we've had to deal with this, and our team is on it. No news to make today, but we get it. We don't want to have transit deserts, and we're committed to not having that. So there's an immediate term set of steps that we need to take. Again, no news yet. But I think the intermediate to longer term is also important. Are these services rightfully in the private sector? Are they a public good? Should NJ Transit be playing a more meaningful role, et cetera? Those are all questions that we'll be sitting with the communities, most importantly, to try to work through.
Talk about how the bridge connects into the new Newark Penn, same time, how they're working together.
Yeah, I was just talking to one of the developers and about the existential role that the transit companies will play in this project, and his specific reference was to Amtrak. But you're absolutely right. This is not only reconnecting here to there, it's also connecting much more in a sort of 21st century way, but while also respecting the legacy and heritage of Newark Penn. So NJ Transit and Amtrak in particular are going to be incredibly important. Port Authority as well, given the PATH train going through here. So far, so good. Cooperation is very strong. And this is, again, going to be, I don't think we can properly understand the impact this is going to have on Newark.
A quick follow, you talked about connecting.
Hold on, I'll come back to you, please.
Can you talk, maybe from a personal perspective, this is on topic, what are you most looking for?
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been told this is an 18 to 24 month sort of time frame, and so I hope that turns out to be true. These projects are complicated, so they tend to take longer than you think or hope. I think at one level you focus on what it's going to do to unleash development right around here. I'm looking at a surface parking lot over there as an example. You're going to unleash an enormous amount of development. And that's going to be hugely important to Newark for ratables, for jobs, for the economy. And then all of the stuff that goes with that, the restaurants, the dry cleaners, the diners, the coffee shops, etc. I think almost a bigger impact is going to be societally. Families that can't traverse McCarter Highway will feel free and safe to do so. I just think the society, the backbone of society in Newark will be so strengthened. It's already strong. This will take it to another level. Please.
So the follow-up, you talk about the connecting to Newark, but also since it's near the train station, you're bringing in people from Morris County and Union County,
You bet.
maybe here.
You bet.
That's going to be a day.
And you got one of the most utilized indoor arenas in the country, and that's only going to go up and not down. You saw the VMAs last weekend, and the fact that they keep coming back to Newark is such a testament that, you know what, this place works, the city works, and you're right, this is going to bring people in from far beyond the city rather. Hey, David.
Unrelated. How you doing, Doug?
Good.
Want to say something about George Helmy, where you announced his leaving your office today?
Yeah, it's a tough day. He's been an extraordinary leader in our administration, and I was gushing in the release that we put out, and if anything, it understates my affection and respect for George. He's just an extraordinary guy. He'll continue to be very involved in our world, which I'm happy about. And I know he'd want me to say that as existentially important as he has been, it's a team sport. We've got a great team, and that team will go forward. No news to make today on who will step into his shoes, but that's news that I suspect we'll make sooner than later.
You anticipate a question from me?
Shocked. And then it was off topic.
Yeah.
Governor, how are you?
Good.
Great day. Mayor Baraka held a fundraiser last night.
You mentioned that to me, yeah.
Yes, and I wonder if you want to say what kind of governor you think he would make if he decides to run, and if the people decide they want.
Yeah, I won't, as has been my habit, I won't speculate on the governor's race, but I don't need to speculate on what kind of a mayor this guy has been. He's been extraordinary. This is our biggest community. He's led it brilliantly from moment one, and today is a great example of that. He's a bridge builder. He's a great partner for us, speaking as the governor. I know he shares a similar partnership with the county, the various communities in this great city. You look at the progress Newark has made under his leadership, it's undeniable. As I mentioned, yes, at one level, economic and development and job creation, but I think as importantly, if not more so, societally, the neighborhoods in Newark, the confidence that little kids here have in this great city, how proud people are to come from here. Can't say enough good things. Thank you all. Good to see you.